On air, and we're back. We'll resume the meeting at 10:36 a.m. So next up on my agenda, I guess I have is we'll do the Powell Committee. I think the Powell Committee's online, so we're on the phone. So
may I ask who's on the line?
I'm here. This is Dana for the Powell Committee. Jeff Coleman was also going to be on with us as our chair.
Good morning.
Jeff, are you there?
Yep, I'm here.
All right. So we're going to do a joint report. We're both remote. The Powell Committee met again this past week, and we would like to respectfully request to have a small in-person powwow rather than virtual. Part of it is due to the issues with connectivity that have been reported to us by our marketing department, and also the expense. We didn't realize that it was going to be quite so much to try and get someone to come in and the equipment to come in to do this. And I'll turn it over to Jeff.
Good morning, Council.
Morning.
Yeah, we are requesting a short 4-hour powwow, 1 grand entry. We'll be honoring our veterans. Then we'll be honoring the ones with health issues, due to the COVID. This will be for healing, men, women. I believe it's needed. We need to be out there. We need to sound our drums. We need to light our pipes. We need to have these sacred items out there. We need to honor these, and we need to come together and heal. So it would be a step in the right direction in our healing process here.
Yeah, and if I may add, we will continue to follow all the protocols set by CDC and our EOC to ensure that everything is done as safely as possible. We'll recommend no camping and have PPE available that the EOC already said that they would supply for us. It will be limited, it will be short, but it will be for healing and for honoring. We've lost people for different reasons. We're struggling with having places for folks dealing with substance abuse, for them to come together too. And so this would be another opportunity for that as well. We just want to support our communities and do this in a good way. Did you have any questions? Oh, I know. One of the other things that we talked about with our budget, since we're not doing virtual and we're approved for the budget, is that we want to be able to support the other community powwows. So we would share with, I know Rice Lake is having an event, they're planning one. I know Natawash will have one after ours. So if you would allow us to do this, that we could share with the other communities too.
They have each of them.
like 23,000.
Yeah. Me, I'd rather, because it comes from the general fund.
But I'm not sure if Ray was using yeah, because I think we approved it. Ray, are you on the phone? Raymond?
Oh, I'm here.
Ray, I was going to ask you about, remember we approved that 25,000? Did Rice Lake get 25,000 for the Powell grounds to fix them up and probably use part of it for your healing dance you're having here scheduled up coming in the near future?
No, I don't believe they did, because I know they got Paul fixed up with that other money that was that comes once a year, that 40-some thousand or 4,500 from the other program, and that's what they used to fix our Paul grounds up. And I don't think they got any, because that's why they're asking for donations for this, like this low healing Paul we're gonna have along with our demolition derby.
Yeah. Well, I think that'd be something we can check on is request that 25,000, I think, that we give to each community. I know Natawash gets 25,000, Pine Point got 25,000, and I think Rice Lake gets 25,000. So that would be something that I think that Rice Lake could probably utilize this year for for your derby and also your healing dance. So
Yeah, then that way you and I and Al wouldn't have to pitch in that 200 out of our accounts there, we could use that for other purposes.
yeah. All right.
So I'll have to check with the council if they did get that.
Okay. So the council members have anything else, questions about this short powwow at White Earth, or this another healing ceremony at White Earth powwow grounds because of the amount of money it's gonna take to have a virtual one? I think that's what the amount with that, and also the Wi-Fi issues that we have over there. So I know that I know we had healing dances here in the past here at White Earth and also Pine Point, and I know that they both went well and nobody got infected. So I'm just wondering if how the other council members feel about, having this short little gathering for healing in White Earth, in the near future here with the White Earth Powwow Committee. So I know we approved their budget last week. So I know that they do have some funds to hold a small event, so I'm not sure how the other council members feel about it, so.
I don't know. Go ahead. Well, my only concern would be the elders, if, that little part we have there for them. I don't know how many would attend, but keeping them 6 feet apart and that,
Yeah.
maybe we'd have to set up some other areas for them to sit, just so that and most of them sit with family anyway, so it's not like, but maybe that's something that I would like to see, is just that our elders are, taken care of properly.
Dana?
Dana, will there be one grand entry?
Yep, we're planning on one grand entry.
And it's only gonna
And
be 4 hours.
we even could do a limited grand entry too, where it's more having the flags brought in, not the big, where everyone isn't congregated on the east end, but that they come in and begin the powwow, and then everyone would come in more as a social dance. I know that was one of the concerns of the EOC, is having everyone standing right next to one another. But we have plans for how we'll handle the tobacco, and we put a lot into planning to do it safely, but with feet on the ground and people together in our community. And we know from watching the videos of the other ones that have happened at Nitawash and Pine Point that our people understand the importance of social distancing. And, family units were together and stuff, but they weren't all bunching up and trying to share any COVID with each other. So we just want to make sure that everyone knows that those are the same expectations for this too.
Will the budget be the same then? The one that you presented last week?
It will, but the money will be reallocated. And so Jeff was going to come in, and we actually had it for you yesterday in person, because he was here yesterday. But I told him that I could email it to you.
Yeah.
I can email it again to all of you, because we had 20,000 in there for the virtual portion, because that's what marketing had told us.
Yeah.
So that those things would be moved around.
And then I know that, each powwow committee always returns their money that they don't utilize back to our accounting, so. And I know that you have to have your documentation on all what you spent on your line items, so everything is returned back to us.
Absolutely.
So,
Yep, last year, even for the White Earth powwow, I think we requested about 106,000 and we returned more than 50,000. And with all receipts and everything, and we have to do that for auditing purposes, so we work with Tracy in finance to make sure that that's all accounted for. So yes, we won't spend all of it. That's why we thought if we still have that budget, if we could share with the other community gatherings, that it would feel, I don't know, it would just be sharing more.
Okay. All right.
I agree too. It should go back to
All
general fund.
Any questions, Ray, Alan, Kathy, Cheryl?
I personally believe that
Well, I think that
4 hours isn't very much. I don't think you're gonna have enough time.
What's that, Ray?
I just like to say, you know, that the COVID is here and it is real. I mean, we're taking an awful chance, but, you know, but if, my vote is still no, just so we know that if you did call for a vote. Because it is real, and it is here, and it's not going away. But that's up to you guys. I mean, if you guys want to have a power, that's kind of me. But my vote is no.
Well, what do you guys think?
Well, to me, it's a social, what are they saying, a social dance and, you know, honoring our elders, our vets, those that are ill. And if EOC is saying that's fine, I have no problem with it because I've attended NATO washes, I attended White Earths, and social distancing was done. Yes, we all got out there to dance, but we wore our masks and we were in the outdoors and I had no problem. And my kids danced, they loved it. I mean, we're missing that in our communities and I think we need to do something for our people.
I agree that we should have it, you know. We, you know, show some respect to at least 4 hours isn't much time, but that's what the committee decided, you know. It's okay with me. Are you gonna have vendors? Are you gonna do that this time?
Dana, did you hear that?
No, I didn't. Are we gonna have dancers? Is that what you said?
No, vendors.
Oh, well, if vendors want to come, that's going to be on their own. We wouldn't charge and we're not going to tell them where to set up, but we're going to encourage them to set up apart from each other and even on the grass.
But I think
And
that,
it would just be for the day.
yeah, it would, I think local vendors would be probably the thing that we'd probably want. We don't want them coming from a long way, so.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely part of the original plan was only people that actually live on the reservation.
What date did you pick?
But we don't want to charge them either. We want, you know, if they want to donate something, that's fine, but they've not been able to get out there and earn their living that they usually do during the summer. So if they want to come there, they have to follow the protocol set by EOC as far as how they dispense their food and even people in line. And I think one of our biggest concerns was the exchange of money. So we're asking for people to have exact change and for our vendors to work with that as well.
Okay. Well,
But you know, it's entirely up to you, but this is what we would request for our people, for our community.
Dana, do you guys think 4 hours is gonna be long enough? I know even with the whiter, one that, the sobriety feast they put on was like 8 hours. I mean, just because they had a giveaway and yes, they honored their,
That was, think about
But
Bride and Princess too.
everybody's sobriety and, you know.
and I'm thinking that she's probably thinking safety, so I know that you'll do your due diligence to reach back out to Dr. Gardner and Ed again from the EOC and find out what, you know, if we can do a giveaway or some of the traditional stuff that we do, you know, that what's going to be safe, because I think the less hands that touch things is probably the best thing that's going to be safety for us. So I think those are things that we have to look at. Is even the feast, you know, if we're going to have a feast there, is make sure that the servers are all suited up serving the food and giving the food to our guests or our band membership that's going to attend. So, but like I said, you know, it's something that I've always kind of, you know, I've always thought that, you know, this is the time I think where we look at our, you know, we hear our songs and we dance, you know, we dance for healing and we dance for Mama Key, and we do this, and you know what our ancestors want us to do if we're being invaded by invaders. That, you know, we have to. I believe that we have to do this. This is something that we just have to do, and I think that we, you know, when we sing our songs and we hit our drums, I think this is where the healing really begins. And You know, I think that this is something I think, like you said, the whole summer, every summer I've been dancing, I've been gone every weekend, and this is like the first summer I haven't did nothing on weekends, and something that's, I need to put my bells on and my regalia and get out and dance for all of us. I think it's important that we honor our veterans, and we honor our jingle dress dancers that are going to heal us, and it's important. So I think it's just I think it's something that I think if it's short and sweet and as safe as we can, this is something that we have to look at in the best interest of all our people. And if we have concerns out there, that's something that and a powwow is not something that we're ever forced to go to. This is something, if you feel like it's a safety concern, then just stay home. I think that's what we look at things, is like no one's ever forcing our people to do nothing. This is gonna be a community event, handled in District 3, and I think it's gonna be, I feel, as safe as possible, dealing with our EOC and with their backing. Is I think it's important that we go through with this little short ceremony to honor our people and honor our ancestors. So I think it's important. So I guess I will call for a vote for, who's in favor of having the 152nd annual powwow for 4 hours this year. So motion?
Shirt?
Huh?
Do they have shirts?
I don't know.
Dana?
We wanted to, but we were told that we didn't have the turnaround time. We thought about buying shirts and having those be the giveaway items. If we can get our program to do it, that would be awesome. We even thought about having masks with the logo on it, and that would be the giveaway item if we couldn't do shirts.
Well, I know Ojibwe has printed masks with our White Earth logos on it, so I think those are things. You can probably reach out to Ojibwe because they already have a lot of our printed stuff on our masks, so I think those are things you can look at. And if you wanted to create a t-shirt this year, go to Ojibwe. All I have to do is just make the print and order the prints. They get all the t-shirts, so that's something that could...
Yep, and we already had the logos that we had a contest with the youth, and so we had promised him a shirt with his logo and a little bit of money and to honor him. One other thing that Dr. Gardner had suggested, if we aren't able to sell them on site, we could offer them for sale online.
Yep. Do Ojibwe.
Sure, whatever works.
So you guys...
Would that be okay, Kathy?
A date?
A date.
We're looking at September 6th, which is what I meant about the shirts. It might be quick, but that would be before the hot wash is going to be the following weekend. Pines Point is going to be this weekend, and that would be the Sunday of Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, you wouldn't have time for that.
Well, it's probably good if it's going to be short and small, I guess if it's going to be, All right, so what does everyone think? I know Ray he says his opinion, but do you guys anybody want a motion to have this?
I'll take a motion.
Kathy's going to motion to move forward with the 152nd annual White Earth powwow. The second?
I'll second it.
Second by Annie. All in favor?
Aye.
Hey. No.
Okay. Alan on there?
No.
No.
All right, motion carries. All right. Next up I got is, what is it, the resolution?
Hello, Mike.
Yeah.
This is Shar from the Urban Office.
Okay, you want to do a report? Yeah, that's right. I seen your text message. Yeah, I did. Okay. All right. Yeah, you got the.
Okay.
Go ahead, talk. Miigwech.
Okay. Neglect. White Earth Urban Community Council has 80 boxes of food left to distribute, but distribution has been canceled for Saturday, August 29th for the safety of our council and volunteers and members. There have been confirmed cases of COVID virus at Little Earth, with more cases expected. On August 8th, White Earth Urban Community Council held a food distribution event handing out food boxes to more than 80 families, and Shar notarized more than 80 applications for the COVID CARES application. To date, White Earth Urban Community Council has provided food boxes and supplies for approximately 400 plus members here in the metro area, and have given out gift cards to elders for food and supplies. And Shar has notarized more than 100 applications for members for the 500 CARES package. I talked to Dave Metchinger and Heather in regards to we will not be ordering more food boxes until White Earth Urban Community Council gives a secure space for storage and for White Earth Urban Community Council to work out of. White Earth Urban Community Council has been busy helping members with resources that the White Earth Urban Office has done, such as helping with forms for families who have lost loved ones, where to call for services in White Earth, and emergency services, and etc. Thank you to Ellen Roy, Secretary Treasurer, for attending White Earth Urban Community Council's Zoom meeting on August 12, 2020 to explain the $500 COVID CARES package and to answer questions. Congratulations, Cheryl. We look forward to visiting with you in the metro area. We would like to invite you to our next Zoom meeting on Tuesday, September 8th at 6 o'clock. Miigwech, Charlie, Chair, White Earth Urban Community Council. Short and sweet.
What time was that again, Shar?
September 6th, that's 6 p.m.?
Yes. September 8th, I'm sorry,
Oh, sorry.
Tuesday.
Yes.
We always meet the second Tuesday of every month. Unless, like we didn't meet for our last meeting on Tuesday because it was election. So we met the following day.
And where do you meet?
We have been meeting on Zoom. We've been asking to meet at the urban office since there's been no one there for the last 4 months. But we haven't got a confirmation on that yet. We actually don't have an office down here to work out of, and we've been asking for that. But right now we are meeting via Zoom.
Okay.
So if you could email me your email address, we can invite you to that meeting.
Oh, sorry. My things are started calling off.
Okay,
All right, thanks, Shar.
You're welcome, Miigwech. Have a great day.
Yep, you go up a man.
See ya.
We'll see you at the powwow.
okay.
What else we got? Well, we got a request from Heidi Gagne for the,
That is first before Heidi's.
what is it? Oh,
Resolution?
yeah, I guess next up, what I asked to put on the docket, the agenda is resolution 001-20-061. And this was the resolution that was signed back in October 4th, 2019 in McGregor, Minnesota. And it was pertaining to the body of the council signs off on personnel. And this is something that, being a human resources background, being an administrator in the past, and and believe it in separation of powers, and I think that this is something that we have to, I feel like we have to rescind this because I think it goes in line with giving our directors and our managers that, that we support, and doing their jobs and giving them the empowerment to make decisions which they were hired to do, and I think that it's important that we rescind this because it gives a lot of that. It takes us off. One thing, it takes us off our table. We don't have to work with personnel except on policies. But the other thing, it just kind of lets our directors and our managers do their jobs and what they, and following our policies. So I think it's important that we look at rescinding this this resolution. I think to kind of ease up a lot of the confusion that's amongst our top leadership that we have, and on our directors team. So I think it gives them the power to hire and bring back, and where it's needed, instead of waiting for us to meet as a council, they could do their hiring on themselves up to traditionally they used to do. So I think it's important that we rescind this and get back to giving our directors the power to direct again. So motion by Kathy, second.
Seconded.
Second by Cheryl. Yes.
Before you do that, can I ask that the full council be there to vote on this? Can we table that till we got a full council?
Well, Alan said he was going to be on the phone. I think this is something that we need to get done today. I think, Ray. I think it's like
We did a funeral right now, Mr. Chair. He's not on board. He's in a funeral right now. I would just like, before that comes forward, I would like the full council here. We did that before.
Yeah, but
Before we made it.
yeah, but there wasn't a full council when you guys did this resolution. So I mean, this was done in McGregor
That's because the chair wasn't in place there anyway at the time. There was no chair and there wasn't no, and the District 2 wasn't there, but there wasn't no chair elected at the time when that was put in place.
Well,
I got a motion out there.
well, how I feel about it is I think that we have a motion out there, and I think we're going to move forward with this. And we have a motion, and
I second because of
Okay.
the fact that I agree that should go back to our directors. If there's any kind of problems, bring it to us, but otherwise, I don't feel that we should be part of hiring or firing because, that's what we hire the directors and managers for.
I think though this resolution was also put in place because there was a lot of fear from employees,
Still is.
yeah, that, when new tribal council come in, you know what I mean, that people are being let go. And I think that the intent of this was also that if something were to come like that at least a consensus of the tribal council was that.
I didn't know anything.
well, that's something why we have the executive director and the human resources director to bring these problems or issues to this table. I think it's important that, but I mean, when we sit there and bog down our meetings and have executive sessions on just hiring a tech, I think for us to get into that, I think we need to empower our managers and empower our directors to make these, because we have a competent, I feel like we have a competent staff, we have competent directors, but I'm just saying that when you bring this into our meetings, to me, it's like, this is like the last thing, like at the policy manual, when you go through a grievance policy, the last thing is the tribal council or the chairman. And that's where I feel like it should, it shouldn't have to go that far unless it's something that needs to be addressed at this table, which our ED and the HR director will address at this table with us. So I think it's important.
But at the same time, that's why it was put in place because the directors were coming to us, and that's the way we felt is that okay, if they want us to deal with it, then we'll deal with it then, because they were never doing the job in the first place. So we thought, okay, well, to protect our employees and the rest of them, then we put that in place. And that's why it was put in place in the first place, because it wasn't being worked out then, and directors were still coming to us, so we were still catching it then. So that's why we made it that way. It has piped down some of it. I mean, a majority of it, if you ask me, but.
Yeah, but.
So that's why that was put in the first place, so that we wouldn't have to, I mean, if it would come to us, then we deal with it. It was happening before, and a lot of these directors were asking us for direction, so we told them, well, okay, we'll pass a resolution so that when it does come to us, because a lot of that shouldn't have been coming to us anyway in the first place, so we passed a resolution, and okay, then we will deal with it. And that's the whole reason it was passed, and thank you, Liz, for bringing that up, because that's exactly why it was passed in the first place.
But Raymond, I'm looking at separation of powers here. Now, what does that say when we're sitting there saying who we want to hire or fire? I mean, that's not up to us, you know, because I've got too many family members out there, for one. And I'd rather it be held at the director's, you know, decision, because, you know, and if they have a problem, any kind of problem, they can come to us or come to their, you know, whichever district that job is in or whatever. But I'm thinking, no, I don't like that, because it's just not fair.
All right, we got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Nays?
Silent.
Silent? Motion carries. All right, next up on the agenda is Heidi Goodwin. We are at the sobriety feast. This would like to ask for $7 for help us out at the sobriety feast in Pine Point this weekend on the 29th. Help us out with food and gifts for our giveaway. So they're requesting $7 for the Pine Point sobriety healing dance.
Motion.
Motion by Kathy, second.
Second.
Second by Cheryl. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Where's that coming out of?
What do you want to take it out of?
331?
Yeah, we could take it out of here. $700.
General fund?
Yes. We good. All right, anything else? What's the next signature request?
Yeah, you had things that you added yesterday. I think wilderness prices.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Really get that?
Hey, Ray, are you on here still? Ray. Raymond.
Maybe. Get it away.
Because, yeah, and that's one thing I think that he wanted to be a part of.
Mm-hmm.
I know Monica was gonna be on. I know I know Leech Lake is paying $3 a pound. I know we were asking Monica, and I kind of mentioned to her yesterday that I talked to Tommy and talked to Economic Development and talked to Scott Alman, is how much can we put in CARES Act money to buy some of this rice this year, and up that price probably about halfway through our season to get it to, you know, get it up to the $3.50 or $4 a pound. I think it would be important if we
Start at $3.
start at $3, so.
And another question that somebody had texted me is, when are we gonna start buying?
Yes, can we get Monica on there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Monica's gonna be on this one.
Didn't we up it halfway through when we bought last year? I thought we did.
What's that, Kat?
On the rice, the cost of the rice.
Yeah, I think we started off at $2.50 and ended with $3, I thought.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah,
Yeah, we started off at $2.50 and ended with $3.
okay.
And if you looked at some of the rice that they brought in, yesterday, there are some of these lakes, they're into their chalky stage right now, they aren't quite light.
Yep.
So a lot of these barns that were starting out at $3 have went down to $2.50 now,
Oh,
which is
really?
still a good price.
Yeah, it is.
But I'm thinking,
But I mean, a lot of them, I'm sorry, go ahead, Jerry.
yeah, I think if we can get use some COVID money to supplement it, not to pay for it all, but like supplement, like if we use $2.50 for our price and then supplement 50 cents out of COVID, I mean, we could possibly, use some technique like that, I think, to help get, because I like to start it off at $3 a pound. I know up in Leech Lake started off at $3 a pound up, and I know the rice beds are really good up in Inger up there or up in S Lake, so I know that, so I'm just saying that, our ricers are out there ricing, and of course we want to get our youth racing. I know that, we have to compensate them, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Jerry. Yeah, I agree at $3 a pound, I do.
Okay, so motion for how much?
I do,
I think Monica was gonna.
Huh?
Monica, are you on?
because now, yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Hi, this is Monica.
Hi, Monica.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good.
It's going good.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're, as council, and, we got Ray on the phone too, and we're talking about the wild rice and the prices, and then also when are we gonna start buying on the res here, and I'm not exactly sure where we're at with like, when are they gonna start racing in the refuge or Lake Minerva or up in Upper Rice, or, where are we going to, when are we gonna start buying?
Well, people are starting to rice now. We can start buying anytime that you're ready. I think Tracy is back on staff, economic development, she'll be helping, and Zita. Usually what happens is we set up down at ice cracking, so the individuals from the refuge are racing, they can bring it there a little bit closer, and then we move to Lower Rice Lake. So right now, I think they're thinking about a week or so, a couple weeks out, as far as Lower Rice Lake looks. It looks good.
Oh, but when are we gonna start buying it?
We can start buying whenever you guys are, if you want to set a budget, we can start buying whenever.
Well, who does the budgets, do you know? I know we're all agreeable on the starting price, but what's the?
Usually it just kind of happens like you guys authorize a certain amount of money to start with, and we get that check from finance, and then we use that to buy it.
Well, what has it
If
been?
you want to authorize it,
What has it been typically?
I can get you some dollar amount. Say if you want to start out with $30,000, just different amounts of money depending on how much you want to buy.
Well, I guess that is the same thing that we said last year until we got the other 25,000 pounds from USDA. So we had to probably get 200,000 pounds just to fulfill that order. So.
Are you?
No, 100,000.
Do you have a USDA contract this year?
Well, have you reached out to Tom? I mean, these are the questions that we're probably waiting for you two guys to get that done and get us a budget so we can, because I know we're getting a lot of calls right now because of Leech Lake's open and they're doing so good up there, so.
Sure, we can, I'll get a hold of Tom and I can get you some starting numbers. I think I did send you what was done last year. The budget that was used for that would be very similar to that one. Be the same type of schedule that's on there. We'll use the same process that we did last year.
Is that from last week? The one you grabbed?
Yeah.
It might be in there.
It might have been two weeks ago.
Oh, was
maybe.
it 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was that large spreadsheet.
Yep.
Well, I think we're all in agreement of $3 a pound starting. And I guess,
Okay.
I mean, the budget, I mean, we can probably give you a number, I guess, right now of how much we're going to start off with. And Ray, do you remember last year what we started them off with, how much we gave them?
well, yeah, it was $2.50 or $2, I think, then we went to $2.50, then we went to $3, I believe.
No, how much money did
And
we
I know in the
allocate?
end, we're gonna do three.
Was it,
But now, a lot of them now are expecting $3 a pound. I mean, some of them are even asking for $4, and I thought, oh, we can't do that. I mean, I don't know where we get the money to do that.
I've seen three a pound is what's out there right now.
But
Yeah,
Monica,
it is, and like I said, a lot of these ones are complaining that they're buying too green of rice. Well, that's their fault, you know, I mean, so now they have dropped down to $2.50 a pound. Most of these buyers, so that the rice isn't finishing out to what they want, so now they dropped down $2.50 a pound, but I know we usually wait till for the refuge and big rice to open and then we start buying, and usually that's pretty ripe by the time we start buying. So I think $3 is a good deal, I think.
okay.
I mean, it's gonna help our people out tremendously, I know that.
Yes.
So Monica, so how much money do you need to start off with?
You know what I'll do is I'll look at that spreadsheet and I'll send Liz, a dollar amount that we can start with. And then what happens is that check is issued, finance issues it, we cash it at the casino, and then we start there.
So we're not gonna buy nothing this week till next meeting then?
No,
If you,
So, I mean, are we gonna buy
we
this?
can start
this
buying
week?
on Monday. Would you like to start buying on Monday?
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah, I mean, if we buy Monday, we need to get something
We need
approved
a
today.
number, yeah.
We
We'll
need a
number
we need a
today.
budget number, and of course, we're all in agreement of starting off at $3 a pound. But how much money you need?
Let's start with 30,000.
Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Kathy, second by
I'll second.
Cheryl, all in favor? All in favor?
All right,
Aye.
Motion carries. Be good, Monica.
So start
All right,
on Monday.
thank
so
you.
that's Monday you're gonna start buying?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll have them try to get up on Monday down at ice cracking.
Okay, now, does that mean you're gonna be buying off of these other state lakes also then? Because I know a lot of our races are on state lakes right now.
I think if
I mean,
that, yeah.
usually we don't buy until the refuge opens and big rice.
That's usually what we wait for is the refuge, but we can, you know, if people are looking for it, we can certainly try to accommodate that.
Okay, and where are you gonna be buying at? Where are you gonna be setting up at?
We usually start at ice cracking, we'll start up there, and if the need changes, you know, we'll move to Lower Rice Lake, or our Rice Lake Community Center, within a week after we're at the ice cracking.
Yeah, 'cause there's a lot of them up here in Rice Lake that are there already racing. I mean, there's about 20 people I know that are racing up here in Rice Lake now on state lake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll get it going Monday.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Monica. Be good.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, council, for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
That comes out of general fund too.
Yeah, but we get reimbursed
Yeah.
from USDA,
Yeah.
so. All right, next up, we got signature request. First up, I got Willamette Water Resources Fisheries. This is a 2020 draft netting seasons.
Everything's the same, right?
Hey, Liz,
Yeah, yep.
hey, I got the waiter clinic calling in. They want to talk with me, so I'm gonna go off for a little bit.
May go
You
Jerry.
must have got that text, and you want to have a talk with me.
Okay,
So
may go
I gotta
ahead,
take this
yeah,
call.
thank you,
Okay.
thank you.
All right. But I'll be back on as soon as I'm done with them.
Okay.
All right, later, thanks.
All right, first up I got is Willamette Water Resources Gill Netting. I know a couple of things that he has on here is North Twin and South Twins have special regulation permits requirement due to zebra mussels.
Ah.
So those are the only changes different from this year. There's some early season elderly use permits. Yeah, you just talked about early season elder use permit, so. That's all, pretty much the same.
Motion.
Motion by Kathy, second.
I'll second.
Second by Cheryl, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries. Want me to sign these? All right, next up is forestry, and that's for the request letter for BIA Regional Director for reimbursement of funds spent by reservation on fuels prescribed for fire projects in the amount of $2,400. Motion?
Before we do a motion, there's not enough,
So it should be in
for
order,
the
this,
funeral,
well, and then,
only one day.
Yeah, we'll talk to Monica after that, okay? Because they can go cut, forestry will go cut it down for us.
Yeah, but the sergeant, not.
Well, we'll get that from Monica. I mean,
Dave's
for
not saying
our
anything?
funerals,
forestry? Oh.
huh?
It was only that one day. Mm.
Yeah, we'll talk to Monica and make sure that that truck is full,
Order then?
okay? Good? Okay, next up is, like you said, the request for a letter for BIA Regional Director to reimburse us for fuels that we spent on prescribed fire projects in the amount of $2,400. Motion by Kathy, second. Second by Cheryl, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next up is forestry again. This is a request letter for the BIA Regional Director to obligate funding for all track specialized track vehicle and trailer for the BIA in the amount of $167,000.
Motion.
Motion by Kathy, second.
Second.
Second by Cheryl, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Before the tax used to come into us, and if we approved it or not. And now this is, who is it?
What's that now?
Who does that? The track, we used to approve what was gonna get cut down and,
Oh, yeah, that was Mike Smith. He'd bring in the forestry plan, remember?
yeah.
He'd bring in the areas which were gonna be cut. But that's usually in the spring, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought that's when we would.
But if we take care of it now, you know,
You sure, we can bring Mike in again.
because if we can get any for this year, or,
Okay, we'll bring Mike Smith in and
Do we
bring
want
Monica in. Yeah.
I know it's the pop close to the,
Aspen, yeah.
the aspen is first one to bloom and the last to be done.
Do you want,
I guess I'm the only one that talks about it.
do you want to talk, you want them to discuss the what?
Well, we
Where
Just
the,
the
like,
forest-
clear cut?
we
No,
got
no.
what areas they were gonna cut in and who was.
Yeah, what
gonna
was
do
being
the
bidded out.
cutting and
Like the
How
bid.
much it was gonna be, and that was it. Then I give my tree story every time.
And this one is another fuel one. This request letter to the BIA Regional Director's reimbursement of funds spent by the reservation on Woodland Urban Interface RL projects in the amount of $36,500. And this is for the cost reimbursements of, they had some burns down in the Whitehurst Forestry Fire Reimbursement Account. Where else was it here? In the lower Rice Lake area of 21,000. So they had burns, prescribed burns on it, and the BIA usually reimburses them. So motion for this one. Motion by Kathy, second. Second by Cheryl, all in favor. Motion carries. And these are just, I think, formalities, aren't they, Liz?
Yeah, Mike, there's
Yeah.
letters behind the resolution for your signature.
Oh,
as well.
All of them?
Yes.
I'm sorry. This one. And the next one is Jody Simpson, Whitehurst Mental Health. All right, next one is Jody Simpson Mental Health. This is a resolution for billboard advertising with Newman, the company Newman for outdoor. This is, yes, this payment services are grant funded out of SAMHSA. So this is the amount of,
5,200?
yeah, $5,200, yeah.
Motion.
Motion by Kathy, second. Second by Cheryl, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Yeah, so that's. Next up is Michael Bowman, WEDOT. This is due to COVID. BI needs a letter for request for visit for tribal roads department. The WEDOT is requesting a signature technical assistance for drainage issues on a couple of our roads. So they're looking for some assistance. So,
They just want to do a letter so that BIA comes up and evaluates those
Yeah.
roads.
Motion.
motion by Kathy, second.
Second.
Second by Cheryl, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. This next one is Pat Butler Health. This is COVID software development, funding to federal COVID IHS. Liz, know anything about this one?
Oh, I don't. Looks like they want to do looks like software for
Yeah,
your
Office.
database.
Yeah, Office
Mhm.
365 platform. And the amount is $78,000.
78,000.
CRM.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's a CRM software.
yeah,
Mhm.
okay, motion.
Motion.
Motion by Kathy, second.
I'll second.
Second by Cheryl, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. The next one is memorandum of information, short-term coronavirus relief fund grant, funding for up to $500,000, the Minnesota Department of Public Safety, the Office of Justice Program. So I think they're applying for a grant, Jeremy Bissett.
No match is required.
Yeah,
No match required.
No,
Motion.
motion by Kathy, second.
Second.
Second by Cheryl, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. English. A couple of them. Veronica Newcomer, continuation, monetary, 10,000 a month, 25 hours.
this is for Barb Rhodey.
For Barb Rhodey for one more year. You guys think about, what do you girls think about that? Want to wait till full council comes back on
Yeah.
this one?
I do.
We can table this one for Alan and, next up is Minnesota Chippewa Tribe. This one is for, this is Justin Keyser's letter. And I think Alan, what did Alan want to do with this one? though?
I'm not sure. Should we wait?
Yeah, we'll wait
Till
for
next
Alan to
week,
come
we'll
back, 'cause there's no
table.
resolution, and
No.
I
I
think
think
he
he just
wanted
wants to talk about it.
to talk about it, yeah, so. Well, Miigwech, everyone. I want to say thank you for bearing with us and dealing with this, and, welcome Cheryl Jackson to our team, and, we're looking forward to working hard for our membership, and, I want to say, stay safe, safe travels. Keep putting your Sam out. You go up, man.
All right.
Good, Sandy, did
Motion
your
to
first
adjourn?
meeting, yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
Oh, motion to adjourn. Motion by Kathy, second by Cheryl, all in favor? Motion carries.
Are you on, Raymond?
No, he had to leave for that call.
Somebody was on.
We had a bunch of